Wonder whose fault that is now.
Ah, look.
I blame Fanjo.
I blame Fandro. He was hacking into
Yeah.
the internet and all. Well,
Yeah.
so yeah, get back on it because it'll be a part. I'll have a two-part for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys, we chatting there.
Did you? Could you hear us there?
No, I ended up taking a wee quick on the Toro because I thought you said it was off.
No. It's coming back on it in a second.
Yeah, it's back on now. It's
Should we go
literally
back
back on.
live now?
Right, cool. What was I actually saying again? I was on about me not getting any points in
China.
races last season. So China was doing like I wanted to do like a medium to hard because the sauce were so poor on that track. And then the strategy was actually working out well. And then I spun on this, the last turn before going up the pit lane straight. We had the wee curb.
Yeah.
I had that curb and spun, got damage, and then I was kind of race over, so I finished out of the points. And then Amla got me first pole of the season, second race, and I actually ended up going and did like a battle. I think it was Dan Crowley, and I like overcut the chicane, and then we kind of like went wheel, and I like kind of got knocked off the track and hit the wall, and then I kind of made me kind of loose full again, and then I was just spinning all around the track and all. It's just one of them ones. So it was a terrible. I actually had a brutal start to the season, like we 2 no race finishes, which is kind of mad to think about.
Yeah,
Like you have to keep going then, like.
that's it. You just have to keep going. That's it. It's
Keep
good to
down.
have you have experience of winning a championship now. I know it's gonna be more difficult as you go up, but what would it
That's the main
feel
reason why
winning
I
tier
wanted to win it,
two?
like.
What'll be?
Oh, if I won tier 2, see, it's like. If I like 1 and 2 and 3 was amazing. Then I mean, like I celebrated in my room literally as if like the way Liverpool won the Champions League. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the way I
Yeah.
was celebrating. No joke. I went mental. I was loving it. Went downstairs and got absolutely full drunk. But if I won
I'd be
tier,
the same if I won a championship, mate. Tell you that much.
where you go? Like you know what I mean? So if I go up to tier 2 and compete, just you know what I mean, just compete, be up there, be annoying people, getting podiums, just being on the fight. If I go up and like see a back to back, like which it's really like.
But
Like
I'll
only
give you,
yourself,
as
it's
you're
only
saying
yourself
there,
actually
you'd
that's
be
done
the
it, like,
first man to do a multiple. No one hasn't won in 2 different tiers yet.
No,
So no one's
probably
not
not.
like. So that's a goal for you. That'd be a good
Bike
achievement.
time. Bike time,
And
that's making me want to go on now and just seriously just get behind the wheel just.
they be calling you the champ. They will have you now.
Aye. The
But
repeat.
that's it. That's it. But obviously
That
mean a
would be
lot more.
fantastic. Oh, bike time. Like I'm not putting like as you keep saying, I'm not putting anything against lower tiers, but like obviously you want to get one in the higher tiers. Like that's just the way it is. I mean, it's like say if you're playing football and you're in the championship, you want to be in the Premier League, like.
Of course you do.
That's
That's
so
a good mindset to
that's
have though. So
mm,
now, I know people like that. They like that, but it's good. And I respect it, the other tiers because it's
of
amazing
course.
achievement no matter what tier you're in. But like as you said there, you had a good example on it.
Aye, and that just makes you want to just keep improving. So like as you said, like someone went from tier 4 to tier 1 in the space of 1 season. You can really see drivers on tier 4 that are better than tier 4. Like your wee man Solly TM, like he's rapid. Like
Tier
you
2
know what I
next
mean?
season. You're racing him next season.
Is he going straight to tier 2?
He is
Yeah,
indeed.
Fuck. That just shows you. Like you know what I mean? He's cut half of the field in one
in a
season.
season, that just goes
And
to
even
show you.
and like Dan Man as well got so unlucky in that tier 4 season. Like I've watched more all his races. I've never seen someone with more bad luck. You've
That's it.
got so many P2s and then incidents and last laps and stuff, and Dan Man's quick, and then so you have more and more people in that tier
Yeah, you
that'll
have
be
to really
flying up
judge
like.
by pace because if any guy done like a championship, it'd be all mixed up. It'd
I
be,
know.
I'm not even
uh,
mess with him there, but yeah, that's what I was like. That just goes to show you, like you're like even shocked there, and you know he probably is tier 2 as well.
I actually don't even know who the drivers are yet. I
Yeah,
can you check or what?
you'll know anyway, but you know by your chat.
You can have a
I,
look.
So
I
There's always
in
two
this
chat.
one.
oh can you? Yeah?
You
Yeah,
can, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
that's what
sweet, sweet.
chat is. That's why you know. But there will be a team announcement and all. But as I said,
So there's
like,
probably going to be people I already raced against and all anyway. Like so, like you said,
Oh yeah.
is Faze in there?
oh jeez,
I forgot.
Guys back
I
ball.
think he's up there, right? So I'll have to double check.
Yeah, I think he
I
is
well,
there.
like that's what I
He
mean.
is.
If I'm gonna be racing people like that, I'm really racing with. That's good as it is. That means I don't have to, what I mean, take down every like analyze every driver as much. Like I gotta come on and just I don't have a clue in this tier like. And one thing I will say is like absolute massive shout out to the obviously maybe one of my best mates Roswell. Like that was his first season and this as well. First ever F1 game. Man never watched it, and he came in and did some really, really good things in that season. Like he's a proper gamer like me, and the way he can just adapt the games and just like take a love for them. Like he helped me out so much this season too. Like we're in the party every single time together, and I think that's the main thing. Especially if I'm going up now and whoever my teammate is, I don't care. They're being in the party with me. Like you need to be speaking. You just have to be
That's it.
like
That's it.
it's where you are on the track, when
We
you're
have
going to put stuff like
uh,
that.
yeah, everyone. We're all the same in tier 1. All the same the whole way up. So you know,
Aye, exactly.
I was with my teammate last 2 seasons now in the parties,
So
and they were feral all the time. So it has
I
to
don't
be
know
done.
who my teammate's going to be, or I don't know how
We
you
don't know
work
either.
about the cars and all. But I mean, I've grown a wee relationship with Alpine now, like, and I love sending them that GIF as well of Fernando Alonso and and Ocon. It's the
Yeah.
funniest. I send that all the time. It's like, yes, let's go. The time me and Rory got P1 and P2, I sent that in. I was like, it's funny, like. But whoever I get, you know what I mean, you go on and whoever your teammate does, you just have to just adapt and just that's that's what I'm saying. Just move on and hopefully, obviously, we kind of just have a wee engineer from time to time too. As Fanjo engineered me in the last race of the season, and he did a cracker job. Like I think it's a massive bonus as well.
That's it. And remember you said Franjo actually mentioned there when season 10 comes along, like he expects you to be there. And I was talking to Ben Ratcliffe there in the podcast, and he was saying like that'd be like sometimes for drivers that'd be achievement in its own. Like that's like just as a race win or a championship for some drivers because they
Going to tier one.
yeah. But what would it
Oh, of
feel to
course,
you
like
being in tier one racing
if
them?
I ever got to tier one, like I would just show just you know what I mean that the practices you're putting on is paid off. Like you know what I mean. It's
And
just like
that's it. You're one
we
of the
all
best
know.
in
It's
the
like
country then.
exactly the way you said about say 100 people or something that's on the thing. It's just like but like we're in this we're on the League of Ireland. Like you're racing against people all around the country. Like you know what I mean. I'm chatting they used to who like we don't even know. It's just like that's how you meet people. Like I was on playing Call of Duty, ended up meeting a boy from down south, and I'm meeting up with him. He's one of my best mates. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like
It's mad. It's
so it's
mental. Like
it's lethal. Like I love that stuff. So the fact that you're going onto a party and you know that like yourself and Colin and Josh and all's commenting over the top and you know that you're going to be on the screen, but you don't know when you're going to be on the screen. Like you know what I mean? It's just it's a lethal feeling. Like
and
so if I'm on tier one with them drivers, like fair enough, just how because I've raced a couple like say 5 lappers with Fangio and like I don't the man how close he can stay beside people, just anyone in tier one in general, like Colin as well. Like how close I keep saying how they can stay beside and behind the car without damaging the wingers on and just under like driving under dirty air. It's just that's the different level. Like that's like something now that I would need to fully improve on because I know if I'm in fresh air, my pace is there, 100%. It's like you just need to adapt into whoever you're behind. You know that you're not going to be as quick as what you're going to be if you're on your own. So you just have to adapt, settle in, and just wait for the time to get past. And once you do, yeah, like I mean, just make the most of the fresh air in because I feel like it is actually a massive, massive bonus in this game. Like I know you only get dirty air from like 67 temps behind a car, but like fresh air in this game feels like you may as well just be out doing time trials then. Like with a wrist one I had in Silverstone. I did one overtake. You know what I mean? And that was it. I was like the perfect race. Finish. I mean, I got pole man, and this was fresh air again the whole way until end. And like that's mad. Like that's what you want to like kind of race. But like then the are races with you say the Canada one where I did about 10 overtakes in the space of about 14 laps. Like that's exhilarating racing then. Like so there's
that's
both
it.
sides there.
I agree. Like Yeah, I get that because they're always in a train and
Aye,
it's so close as
it's
well.
mad. It's
So
mad. They look at it looks like the esports drivers. Like I watch that esports, and the way they can just stay beside each other, it's like that's the way tier one looks. It, I do think them like the tiers are so close, like 4, 3, and 2. But I think from 2D1 it is about a significant jump. Like I mean, I think you know that they're like the drivers in tier one, they're there in tier one because they're the best. You know what I mean?
yeah, and you
So
don't
hopefully,
usually move them down because they're always just there. It's probably
mm,
less tier that does be touched in a way.
Yeah.
because if they do just say get moved down, they'll probably just kind of just one tier two or something. Then.
Well, we'll
Maybe like
It
yeah, we will.
depends because like you've got a lot of people in tier two who actually have all assists off now. So I think it could be closer. I do. I think it's like for example now we had Joshinator now who was in tier two last season and he'd medium traction on the whole season for the races, but
he was
turned
using
it off for
traction on.
quali. He'd medium traction for the races, but
Serious?
off for qualifying.
Jesus,
He
I
had
don't
no
know that.
traction control on for quali, which explained his race pace in some races. So
Aye,
obviously now
because I was wondering he had good qualifying piss. Like I never knew. What?
I didn't know that either. I'll be honest with you, I
Jesus,
was
if I had
shocked when
knew
they
that, I
told
would
me.
have been saying to
But
Josh in that chat,
obviously,
sort it out.
yeah, he's going up to tier one now this season, so he has to have it off now. So we'll really see what he's like. It'll be interesting.
I like even like the likes of like you can see people's say it driving like your
Yeah.
assist and stuff. I think the only one like we all like I think 90% of people probably uses ABS, which I actually didn't when I did my my
Mhm.
reserve driving. I actually didn't use ABS until I found out what actually it was, and I was like, "Are you for real? Like, you can
Yeah.
just put this on?" And I was like, "Well, obviously, I'm going to put it on." But you see, for likes of like I was actually thinking like maybe who knows like maybe sometimes in seasons they come if you are in tier one like you can't have any assists. I think that could be interesting like because then you could actually get punished for people like say locking up and stuff. So that could be cool like it would be cool to see like it's probably not what you want to hear, Colin, but
No, actually, one of my best mates actually has no assist at all as the racing line off. Actually, now
these are
he's
racing
everything
line
off.
off as well.
Dan OM, he's one of my best mates, and he's yeah, he's unreal in how he does it. So he'd
I
be
tried it
delighted.
for like a 5 lapper one time.
He'd be delighted to do that. I tell you that much.
I think it would be. I think it is an interesting idea. Like it's like because lockups are punishing. That's why they're a thing. And like I did drive the first 3 months of the game, like not having ABS on, and it is. I think it's a wee bit more satisfying. You know, when like you nail a corner, like say the downhill part in like Bahrain. You know, like before the second
Yeah.
DRS. Like that's one of the trickiest like spots they lock up on. Like I think any track. But I think everybody uses like you go into time trial and all like the record holders and all like everyone's using ABS and it's actually kind of mad. Like it shouldn't make you like improve and even or not improve. It's an assist. It should only aid you. Like you know what I mean?
But then if it is, then why does the esports have it off?
No, what I mean. Like the esports like obviously they can't use it, and I actually think too that all esports drivers should drive in cockpit cam. That's just what I think. If they're sitting in them big massive rigs and the rigs that they're on are insane, and they are esports drivers. Like I think it would just, I think they could drive in top cam. Like you know what I mean? Like if you look at people like Jarno Atmir, like I think he used to be like an actual Formula E driver. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
So
good insight. It's the last two games. It's 2019. It was powerful with it off. It was like as you said there. There was as you said with an assist. I agree with you on that. If you want to take it off, get better. I agree with you on that one.
exactly, like it's like with like the braking assist and all, it makes you worse. You know what I mean? It's going to slow you down. So
That's it. That's it. It's just the logistics of the game. It's mad. It's mad.
what's your
Um,
thoughts for the new game anyway? Or do you think it's going to live up? Well, hopefully it lives up to the hype. Like you know what I mean? We're coming 2 years into a PS5 now in November, which, as I keep saying to me, we're not probably going to see like the cut off. You know, when they stop making PS4 games. But like, hopefully this new one is good because we're all excited to have new cars, changes to tracks, and I think one of the main things that needs to be in this game, because it was in older F1 games, go and just have classic tracks. You know what I mean? People want to play classic tracks. I want to play Hockenheim. Like, I just want to play Hockenheim, the old Hockenheim. What an insane track! Like, it's just
Yeah.
and car sounds. I think car sounds too is another thing. F1's car sounds are awful. Like they're terrible. Like they're so generic. It's like they haven't changed in like the last like few years. And like like the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri sound the exact same, and they sound nothing like they did in like kind of real life. You know what I mean? Just kind of just wee nitpicky things like that. And then the Alfa Romeo, the Haas, and the Ferrari all have that same noise. And then the way Alpine is now like used to be Renault. Renault used to have the same car engine noise as like the that. So I got 6 on.
Yeah, because I think actually the Haas has the same engine as a Ferrari.
No, no, no. No. That's what I'm saying. But it's like like they kind of have like the exact same noise. Like it's just a wee, but they ain't similar to like their real life noise. Like if you actually go on there like a YouTube video, or it's like a YouTube video, it's like F1 2021 car engines. They like the real engines in the game, and like I think the Red Bull is one of the worst sounds in the game. I think it sounds terrible. It doesn't sound like an F1 car.
Sometimes I know that, but the microphone can play tricks with you depending how close or further the microphone is with the cars. That's
Uh,
what.
my brother came up there and he said he ended up messaging it under the chat or something. And he wants me to ask, are you ever going to make a reappearance?
Who?
My brother's downstairs. Him and my mate,
Who's your brother?
Paul McLaughlin.
Paul McLeod. Make an appearance. That's your brother, is it?
Actually, my name's Gerald McLaughlin, actually.
Jesus, is he your older brother? Or?
He's my older brother. He's our turns his age. Him and Bear Grylls are like best friends.
Yeah, Paul's my number one fan. He is. Paul, when I was racing, Paul was my number one fan. I'm gonna get a
No,
hat
no, he
signed for
doesn't.
him.
He doesn't shut up about you. It's what he came up the stairs and he was raging that you didn't see his comment. He was all going to ask him when's he coming back.
Back, yeah, Jesus. When Colin Bay's loving this one now, he is. I'll have announcements soon. Tell them I'll have announcements soon about my future up anyway. But yeah, a lot of.
I've got the feet on the table waiting for the actual answer. Let's go.
Well, I'll have to make a good announcement. I'll have to catch us out one day when it's.
I want you to come back, Bike Sitter, because I want to race you. You know what I mean? So maybe when you do come back, I'll be in tier 1 then, and then.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, the tier 1 drivers. I don't think many tier 1 drivers want me back anyway. So it's all the tier 2 and 3 and 4 lads that want me back. But
Well, maybe when you come back, I'll be in tier 1, and then that's what I'm saying. You won't get your sick family because I'll want it.
Well,
It makes no difference to me. So much racing him anyway. Paddy be half
but I
lap
can't.
ahead.
look, you have to win one anyway. So if you can back that up when you win one.
If we'll just get a race someday. There's a 5-lapper.
The stats don't be wrong, you know, man. In the 5 seasons, one and every time.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly. No, it's fucking mad. It's amazing. That's what, like when I see, how many times I've went in there, like since I've won like the championship, how many times I've went in like the wee Discord and went into like the championship trophy and just keep looking at it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to like sit it in my room. And my brother said he wants to drink out of it now, and I'm like, right, Jesus. I mean,
I'm gonna bring down Phil a replica one, and he could have one of my replicates because he's a big fan. I like that lad now. I like that. I'll get a replica for Phil.
He will go mad if he's going to hear that downstairs, and he's going to go mental.
Tell Phil I'll sort him out, alright? Tell him to make a Discord, and I'll sort him out, and I'll get a replica one down from him.
Oh, lethal. That's grand.
Yeah, but I don't.
Downstairs now, anyway.
Yeah, I won't be back next season, but I'm work in progress. I'm very close to being back anyway. So that's the only news I have for you. But I'm working on close. I don't want to be giving you promises or anything, but yeah, that's on that.
Of course, like
that topic.
See, right, I'm not obviously taking anything away, but like, see when you won like your 5 and you've won one after an hour and one after an hour, one after an hour. Like say if you look at the likes of tier one, do you think that like there's anyone that can maybe challenge you, or else do you think the actual grid is more competitive than what it was when you were racing?
It's like saying how long's a piece of string. Then but it was
Mm.
very competitive when I was. So
No, I went back and
it's
watched the. I went back and watched a couple of your races because I've actually never seen you race. You know what I mean? So I went back and I think I want to watch. There's something was like you won Austria or something. I think it was Austria. I think that's what I watched.
yeah,
But
I think
no, you're a flyer. Like you know what I mean? You're an absolute flyer. Like you don't have them 5 trophies for nothing. Like and actually too when I was trying to get like a really good time in Brazil and on this game, and I looked at your time and I was like, what the fuck? Like I think you were in like the top few hundred or something in the world. I managed to get 932nd at the time, like on PlayStation. And I was like, I'm the top 1,000. But when I was scrolling down, I just like seen your name, like looking for like setups. I seen your name. I was like, what? I think it was like
it's
mad.
yeah, it takes a lot of practice because I set the league up, and I when I started league racing over 3 years ago now, um, there was no Irish drivers. I think Colin will agree because he has the game a long time as well. Like
Yeah.
he's like myself, and when I set
And
it up
you are
there,
OGs.
pretty like with terms of Irish racing online, we pretty much are like because it's hard to find. So I knew I'd start getting very good at it. I knew I wanted to see if I wanted to get a league. This is what it was pretty much get a league and rank myself with the best in Ireland and create it myself and see and get all the fastest
That's class.
drivers I can get. I wanted
How
every
did you think about it? Like
what sorry.
were you on a night out? Were you drinking? Were you talking to your mates? Did you
Well,
dream about it?
Well, my mates told me that great, like I should set one up because I know how to set up and I'm very quick at it. So they were like, "You're unbelievable!" Like, and then I was like, "Nah, I'm just fucking alright at the game, man." So like, I didn't really pay much attention. Then when I went to league race, and then I said, "Oh, I'm alright." And then I set it up, and yeah, at season one, I had a very quick driver. It was Scuba his name, and he was rapid. He was in very quick leagues, like this lad was literally rapid. And then
Mm.
yeah, we were battling weak. It was like a bit of a Verstappen and Hamilton, that one in
Uh,
the first one. So he was like literally, but I only had the traction off then, and he had the gears as well with it. So he was slightly bit quicker than me, but I was just with race pace. I had him, and
mm.
then yeah, that was pretty much it. And then each season we went up a tier, then tier two, and then I wanted another one. And then people saying, "Oh, look, there was only one season at the time." And then I go, "Oh, we'll have another tier then," and then bet that, and then we'll have
No,
another
exactly.
third tier.
Like I've told so many of my mates like about this obviously. So like there's loads of my mates that watch now. You know what I mean? I'm obviously advertising as much as I can because I want it to do well, which it already is doing. It's amazing. Like, but like the work that you are putting on is just like you know what I mean. It's just like anything. Like I do music and on the side with me and my mate like trying like we produce music and like you want to just catch a break, like you know what I mean, you want to, but like Rome and all wasn't bolt in a day, as people say, like so if you just keep doing what you're doing, like there's no doubts like it's gonna get noticed, like 100%, and it already is noticed. Like people, like loads of my mates now watch like on the comment section, like they're maybe like on the on the viewership, like that's people, like that's just me doing my bit, like you know what I mean, go on, I like every video. I mean, tell people to subscribe. I've seen that these are up like nearly 450 or something now, like, so it's classic.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's just gonna get big, and that's it. Like, and then obviously, like even with yourself, you're tier three. Like I'm talking about will be compared like in seasons to come. So like I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you now, even when Colin wins one in the future, his one will be compared to everybody. It's like in every sport, it's like
Oh,
different.
of course, I.
So you're like I'm
Uh,
telling you now, and this time next year, I'm telling you now they'll be comparing it. Well, they just compare like that's what people do.
mm.
Like and
Colin, you know, you're an Aston Martin,
Yep.
and you know, mine when I did my reserve races, I was on the Aston Martin
Yep.
car.
I remember that.
Would you love me Championship one a lot more if I was on an Aston Martin?
this is a good
To
question
be
now.
honest,
Feet up on the desk, Colin.
I just feel up in the rest for that one. No, I don't. Um, Do you know what, Mike? To be honest with you, I just watch the races and whatever happens, happens. Obviously, it's
Aye.
brilliant achievement for you to be champion. Obviously, it'd be brilliant for an Aston to be champion. Obviously,
Mm.
yeah, kind of.
I
As
actually
long as the
enjoy it, John.
as long as the constructors goes well, really, is kind of what I'd be bothered about. Because
Mm.
myself and Farrell, the constructors this year. I mean, if Aston Martin didn't win the all constructors, I would have absolutely killed myself.
I actually think me and Ross that won the constructors, but I don't know if we actually are highest overall, you know, in like the tiers,
I
like
think
we
you might
actual
have been.
Alpine,
Your points, you'll probably
which
know by looking at the
aye.
standing. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's kind of sweet too, like you
someone
know
I'd
what I
say.
mean.
Yeah.
But that would have been lethal. Like I knew because that's what we were all talking about. Obviously, in your drivers chat, in your Alpine chat, and all like we were all wanting to get the all drivers because we knew Aston Martin was so strong. Like, and then the likes of like yourself and Wheelo and all commented, and like they use our big Aston Martin like
Oh,
fans, and that's why
that's just a bit of banter. That's there's
and
nothing behind that. Like,
no, I know it's just the fact that like Josh is an Alpine, and then like he kind of comment. I think he commented a lot on my tier 3 races, like so I was chatting
yeah.
away to Josh all the time,
Oh
and
yeah.
like when I watch it back and like when I cross the line, like Josh is buzzing, like that was like lethal. I mean, it was like supposedly there's an Alpine curse and all. Like I came in and like no one liked Alpine. I swear to God, I was like, what's going on here? Actually, like I messaged Bikesitter one time about it. I was like, man, what's the crack with Alpine? Like, you know what I mean? There's no one that like him or something. And I knew that they were super unlucky, and but no, just grinded it down. And I still think I keep saying like no credit to our drivers, but I don't think it should have went down to the last race. Just overall, like I don't think it should have. Like I got 4 race wins in my first year, and 6 podiums or something. But like I think it could have been. I think it could have been a lot better. Like I think I could have touched nearly 200 points if things didn't happen the way they happened. But like that's as I keep saying, that's the beauty of the game, the beauty of the sport. Like so.
So you're focused on that, like you had a points target then, like you had the points target
Well,
200,
like
was it?
I don't really have a target, but it's just like when I look at me overall, I think I finished at like 153 or something, and I went back and I looked at me races, and I was just like, right, definitely could have won that. Was one on
Yeah.
that. Crashed out of that one when I was winning. Got a penalty last lap, blah blah blah. You know, next so I looked at like races where I was just like, right, I could have been sitting with like about 7, 8 wins. You know what I mean? Like honestly, it's just like, but there's nothing you can do. It's just things happened the way they happened, and I decided to just go on to the next race and just deal with it. Like it's like because I actually wasn't supposed to drive Monza as well. You know the one where Joe won, but he actually got dropped the second then, which is a big like because I think he went and got a 3 second penalty or something removed.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't supposed to risk that risk because I was supposed to be working, but I actually ended up getting COVID, so I was obviously off work. And then I was like, right, anything here is a bonus. And I was first, wait, 8 laps to go. And for some reason, I don't even know, I have it saved on my PlayStation. I don't know, understand how my car revs. And I had the safety car. And then I get disqualified for overtaking it. It had given me like 2 seconds. They like come back. But like on my game, I got no phase, like lagged out or something. But like Jeff and all says in my ear, overtake safety car, all this crack. And I was like, well, what's going on? Why? Like, it's telling me to overtake the safety car, which I obviously know you shouldn't. And it was just the
Yeah.
weirdest thing ever.
Do
Hey,
you
it
know
was
what?
so.
I remember watching that race. I was spectating it, if I remember, and he lagged out at the worst possible time for you because basically you went P1 as he lagged out.
Uh,
He fell a
so
lap down. So basically, as he overtook the safety car, he was P1. As you just were to overtake it, he fell a lap down.
uh, it's like I didn't know what was going on. Like I
Yeah.
had my brother in my ear and Rory in my ear. I was like, what's going on here? Like, and then I got disqualified, and I was
I
like,
know.
oh my God. It's like, okay, I wasn't supposed to race anyway, but it's just like the fact that you're leading the race, like, maybe I knew I was going to get the end on my tires and stuff like that, and but hey, that's what happens. So as I keep saying now, I've said it already. The races now that I'm going to be in tier 2, my main goal is just to get across the line. I mean, just cross the line, just go on race, cross the line, and wherever you finish, you finish. Like, you know what I mean?
That's it, 100%. You're right there, and I wish you all the best with it as well. Like, that's good. And you have a lot of passion, judging by talking to you here now in person. So, like, there's a bright future
No,
ahead for
definitely.
you with the
Hopefully,
game.
man. Hopefully.
On the way, you have to be committed if you want to succeed, and you get a few
Exactly.
like
If you're coming on, you're thinking like, oh, I'm just doing like this. Here we go. I'm racing the night again. Like, but like, I'm a nice day. Like, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for these races. Like, as soon as the race ended, especially if something went wrong for me, I wanted to like fast forward to the next Sunday. You know what I mean? When the next race was, I was like, please, just like, you know how dedicated I was in that last race of the season. I'm a hardcore Liverpool fan my whole entire life. I actually, when I won Canada, I was actually no. When I won Zandvoort, I was actually drunk because it was the Capital One Cup final.
Yep.
So no, like Liverpool won that, but like the last race of the season, Liverpool were playing Man City, but I didn't drink for it. You know what I mean? I saved myself because I wanted to go on and do well in Abu Dhabi, so I didn't even drink. So I was like, that's dedication, the F1 League of Ireland there, if you ask me, like.
that's it.
You know what I mean? And it paid
Jesus
off.
Christ.
Yeah, it paid off, like. But
And then
nah,
outside F1, do you have any other hobbies you like?
as
Outside
I said,
F1?
me and my mate, they're music producer and DJ duo. So I've always loved dance music and all since I was a Wayne. And after school, I went to tech and ended up kind of doing a music course. But I kind of learned everything off him. And just before that pandemic, like we kind of bought the ball and said we were going to like try and break into the scene. And within them 2 years and all, like it was obviously rough with a pandemic and stuff like that. But we've got a name for ourselves. 25 songs on Spotify. Signed the record labels. Of 3 songs were played on BBC Radio 1. We had a write up about ourselves in our local paper. Our local paper. We've got 2 gigs coming up now soon. One a festival. I mean, so it's just like after you just keep grinding the ad there. It's like I want it so bad. Like no one wants to work the rest of their life. Like you know what I mean? That's the way it is. It's just like so
And what's
that
it called? Sorry, what's it? And some give it a shout out on the Spotify.
we're Quake. It's me and me mate. That's QUAAKE. So
that's good. So anyone
it's like
here will make sure give
it's
it a
dance
listen.
music, guy.
And yeah, fair play, man.
I appreciate it, man. No, it's a great buzz. Like you see, just meeting people that you listen to for the years, talking to people on social media that you never ever thought you would have talked to, and now that gig that we're doing in the 1st of May, like I've already seen the person twice when I was a younger age, and now I'm like going to be like supporting them, like, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, it's absolutely insane, like. So that's what I'm going towards, and me sitting to my left is like me stand with like my decks and all on it, and I'm going to put me like my wee trophy beside my decks and 2 prized possessions, man.
That's it. And look, hopefully you get more. To have a big estate because as you said, you're going to be going up to tier 1. So hope the tier 2 trophy's even bigger. So you'll have that as well.
Hopefully, man. Honestly, hopefully. And as you said, then obviously if any of our hobbies, I love football. Loved massive fan of Liverpool. Used to play football. Just love sports in general. So just any sports. Always just been a pure sports fanatic. Nowhere near as fit as what I should be at 25, but we'll say nothing about that. I mean, alcohol's a bad thing for us Irish people.
Yeah, it's a
why
killer.
it's too.
That's why Colin
It's too.
Bay's peak performance. That's why he doesn't drink. That's why he's at peak performance. That right, Colin?
They just know that was coming.
Peak performance. Diet Cokes and all, no messing Coke Zeros, no sugar. Peak performance. That's it.
Built to crash into the wall.
But I can't wait now anyway until new season. Can't wait till new season for last season for this game, and then so I know Colin, you probably can't wait to get back at driving again. But as I said, like I haven't played the game, but like it is just something that you just can't wait to play. You know what I mean, week in, week out. Like see, even when there's a week off, when there's like a week off or something, there's like you have to wait 2 weeks for a race. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, like.
Oh, I love that. I love the break.
I don't. Especially if something goes bad. But I can't wait to get back on it. I can't wait to get this once the season is done, and hopefully it goes well for me. Can't wait for a new game, fresh start kind of thing. Like so.
And you need a good start. That's what you need. think
Definitely,
everybody
because it can get
realised.
bland. Like, you know what I mean? It can get bland.
As my motto says, if you're over 65 points in the first 3 races, you're 80% there done.
Well, that's right. Well, that's
There
what
you go.
Leclerc
That's
has
a
in the
stat
first
for
three
you.
races. I see on
That
73 or something.
71.
71.
I mean, I'm a McLaren fan, and I think you are too. I think you are Slater, aren't you? I see it on your.
Yeah. I like Ferrari. I support Ferrari, and I like Vettel, but I liked both of them together. And it was weird because because they always came together, and Vettel was always my fan. But if like even when we're down in the dumps last year, I always hope he do well. Like I'd
You
always
could see,
hope.
you could see he had the potential, like, but this season, I know it's only 3 races on, but like he's cleaned up on a lot of things, like, you know what I mean. He's cleaned up on a lot of mistakes. He's finally got a competitive car behind him, like, and that Ferrari car, I don't care, it's the nicest car in the grid, so no comment on that.
Colin Bay probably say McLaren or something. That right, Colin?
No, the Ferrari is by far and away the best car in the grid at the moment,
Uh,
so you can't deny that at the moment. So
like no, it means the nicest car.
Livery
the
wise,
nicest
like
car,
livery.
I don't think much. I don't. To be honest, I don't really take much more notice of it. To be realistically honest,
That's it. Because
I just watch
Colin
them.
doesn't even notice. Like, sorry,
I just
Colin
watch.
wears.
I just watch the cars and that's it. I know who they are. And it's just like, oh, that's it. That's the car.
You watch
Wait,
just
he
like
does. He knows
it's
where
like
to
wee
go.
dots going around. Colin's looking at
Colin,
the money
I
map.
can see an orange. I can just see the orange car. I asked the McLaren. I see the red ass Ferrari. Yeah.
Aye, that's what I mean. Colin's watching the money map. That's what he's
Colin,
watching.
Colin looks
Watching
that
the
good.
driver
He's
tracker.
wearing a suit. All right, he wears suits for majority of the days, and he's that good. He doesn't even recognise he's wearing a suit. You know what I mean? That'd be like comparing now gym shorts to him and
And
all.
down
So
then down the pit lane looking at the driver tracker. That's not up to there, Paddy.
that's it. That's it. With the big
But
headphones with the ears lowered.
Oh, fat about it. Yeah.
what these think for the weekend, man? What do you think? It's the
Oh,
first sprint weekend of the season too, isn't it?
looks like all day for me.
Aye.
It's hard to beat, but
Unless the only way he won't win for me is if something goes wrong for him in the sprint.
Aye,
do you
then
know
because
what? I'd see the Red Bull being thereabouts because I'd never gone. You can't count out for Verstappen, but I
no,
heard
you can't.
talks
No,
about.
he's got bad luck to start the season. Like,
But the what's what to say? The Mercedes have a big upgrade coming, so I'm not too sure about that. And you can't count them out as well. If they have a big upgrade coming, and it was meant to come to this track, you can't. But I still think Leclerc will. But they've won 8 in a row, constructor. So if they bring
the
something
number
good.
one team that actually fries my head
Yeah.
so much on the grid, which I think they're just a disgrace of what like how they are, is Aston Martin. Like, you know what I mean? Aston Martin shouldn't be as bad as what they are. Like, they just shouldn't. I don't care.
No.
I mean, I think Vettel's give up too. Like, the man's younger than Hamilton, I think, by like a year or two, and it looks like he doesn't care. Like, and then he's driving with an absolute buffoon as a teammate. So, you know what I mean? I think your man Stroll, ugh. Daddy's boy, just that Aston Martin shouldn't be bad though. It shouldn't be a backyard. As like me and my brother were actually talking about it. Like, they have all the money and all, but maybe they just developed their car wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe their background stuff is just nowhere up to scratch. Is what like our teams are.
But the thing
It's
is now with these regulations, they're gonna change so quick. So you had McLaren there at the back in Bahrain. They were the slowest car on the track at the
slowest
back
there.
there.
Well,
And look where they are in Australia there.
No way. It's I mean, because the first couple of races though are all going to be like a testing phase. I think Ferrari's actually just got really lucky, to be honest with you. Like, they just kind of got it, like, had the nail on the head. But like, loads of stuff are going to change because it's when the regulations changed too back in 2014, like going on the hybrid or so. Like, it takes a good solid year for like you to like kind of then point out like where people should be. So it's like this year's all like a beta test, like this first season of like
That's
these
it.
new
And like
regulations and the
if
new cars.
you compare a Mercedes 2014 car to a Mercedes 2016, this is before they even went to the wider one. These were pretty much the same, only the front wing that went down. They were over 2 seconds quicker in 2016. That's just goes to show you just development.
No, exactly. Like, sure, if you go back to you and like I said to you myself, I think on the main reason why I kind of stopped watching F1 is because I didn't like the whole change, the hybrid era. I used to love the older engines, used to love the older cars. I used to love the sound. Like, that was the most iconic thing about Formula One, and like they still do have it to an extent, but like that sound of like like Michael Schumacher flying up like a pit lane straight down Monza, having 215 mile an hour, and one of them cars that doesn't even have eighth gear. It's just it's mad to think about. Like they were unbelievable. Like I actually went back and played F1 2012 when we Roswald. We bought it on his PC. I went back and played it, and it's so weird. Hey, it's like they don't have much, like the cars doesn't have like the traction and all now the way they do, and obviously you can't short shift and stuff, and it was the weirdest thing ever. But that was actually the last game I played, was 2012.
Yeah, Jesus. I think Colin Bay started then as well.
Well, me,
So,
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. That 2011 I started.
Yeah, same.
is that when you started? I just backed out then. I actually played him so much. Like I actually played him so much when I was away, and as I said, then the whole change happened, and I don't really like it. Obviously, I didn't really like DRS when it came on, but I think kind of DRS is. I actually think the way DRS is now in its state is like perfect. It's like it's not so overpowered where like you can just overtake people. It's like if you're there and you can overtake, you kind of still have to fight for the overtake. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I can just open my rear wing and I'm blowing by you. Like,
It's the battery
that's
power when they use it. It's like it's the
if you go full push, like.
Yeah, it's very powerful. If you have a charged battery, it's and especially drivers will be cued obviously with the cars able to go closer to racing, so they'll know, judging by the pace, they can just charge it up and be clever depending on the driver.
You can't see that already too this season. Like obviously there's going to be gaps on the track just by just how cars are better than our cars, but you can't see like there is more battles going on in the first couple of races. Like even in Jeddah, like how well people were kind of trailing, like in the first sector. Like that Jeddah race was actually surprisingly a good watch after like how much of a disaster the last one was. You know what I mean? So was there actually a safety car on Jeddah? I don't think there was there? The one we just watched. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there
Remember
was.
Perez?
Oh, was there? Oh, aye. But like no, but it was nothing like the one in December though. There was an absolute disaster. It was just red flag left, right, and centre. And I was like, this racetrack looks like shite. Like
Yeah.
as does that there Las Vegas one. I looked at the layout of it. It looks brutal.
It's quicker than Monza.
It's just I know the straight is massive and like I had overall track, but it's just like it's the location it's in. But as a racetrack, it looks awful. I think there's like 11 corners. Like what the fuck?
Look, you have to just wait. That's the best thing. The judge would just wait and see what the racing's look. That's it. But anything else Mags? If you had one thing to change with the league, actually, another one, you had to change with the league. What would you do? What would you like to see?
One thing to change?
Yeah.
Jeez. I honestly don't know because I kind of just agree with everything, to be honest with you. Like, obviously, the steering systems were done really well. I love the way, obviously, you can do all that stuff. But no, I actually don't know. You kind of got me, you got me stumped there. I don't think I could change anything. Like, all I'll do is just praise the league, like, so if you want to help me with one more question that maybe I can answer, I'll try, like.
Yeah, but that's what I was just asking the question. We always ask, don't we, Colin?
We ask that. That's what we always ask.
What's people said? What's people say?
So I think some would like to try. I think one of them was a long quali.
A long quali. Well, true.
That was me.
That's fair enough.
That was you.
I can't. That was you. I mind hearing that. But then it's later you came up with a reason why or something. I think.
Oh no, well I understand why it's a short quality, but I just
you were on about like maybe you could even the day before or something.
I just prefer a long quality where you just get into it and you just.
Who knows? Obviously, I'm not sitting saying I would love to do it, but sure, maybe just for last race of the season, double points or something.
No,
that could be.
You're watching too much Limitless now. You're watching Limitless on that one. You're watching too much Limitless on that one.
But JD's a legend.
I tell JD I'll show him triple points.
Aye, man, JD's a legend. Or else even maybe like, I don't know, last race of the season, a full race, like, I'm not saying I want it, but hey, it's
yeah,
some.
that'd be more. That full quali or a full race can be more realistic. Not that double points. Do you know what you do with that? Throw that in the garbage
No
can.
pit stops.
Pit stops. Yeah.
Everyone have to drive. Everyone has to drive with punctures, and whoever wins is the best driver in Ireland. So.
Interesting. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. Do you have anything else to say? Anyway, Max.
No, honestly, man,
Just
that's
an
me. I
hour and a
kind of said
half.
everything. I had said everything. I said about what I wanted to say. It's just obviously love, respect the league. Great, it's great to have news or than like say like an interview or so. I just got to talk about obviously winning the wee championship, love for F1, and just hopes and expectations for the new season. Just so I think I've just kind of ticked every box, to be honest with you.
That's it. That's good. It's good. Good insight, and it was great talking to you. Do you have anything else to say, Colin, or did the chat have anything else to say, or I don't have my phone?
I actually was looking at something on my phone. Anything in the chat? No, nothing
No,
in the chat.
the
No.
chat. That's good. That's all right.
All
So
good.
we didn't
Oh,
miss
we
anyone
actually have a
out.
question. We have one question for Big Slayer actually from Eloy Dilzer, one of the Tier 1 drivers. Paddy, this is true. Do you think you'd win the championship in the current Tier 1?
I'll let you
I think I
answer
know the
that.
answer to that question, but
I'll let you. I don't need the answer. I'll let you answer yourself.
I think he'd absolutely walk it. I'll be honest with you. I just think would he win as many races as probably back in season 3, season 4? I would say no. But your consistency over the full season would be the reason you win it for me. So you
Aye, well,
probably
let's
win.
hope we all get to see it anyway.
You
Let's hope we do get to see it. So,
You'd probably win 4 or 5, and then the others would be seconds, thirds at the very worst. So for me, I think
that's pretty consistent, if you ask me.
yeah. So
But in
very, very. I mean,
fairness, on my
it's a
last
shock when it's on the
season, I
podium.
looked at. I was actually I saw my biggest regrets, alright, because I knew I was going a halfway through season 5, alright, and I think we got the. I think the first 5 races I won 4 out of the
Yeah,
first 5, so I won already like 90%, and I already knew at that stage I had it like under the. You have
yeah,
it in the bag, like you have one
yeah.
hand on it. You have to be like stupid, like to give it away. So I only had like one win after that. So I was just pretty much getting the not making myself look like a fool then. But it was just that was my biggest letting off the gas. That was my
Yeah.
biggest regret. But never
Maybe
I'll give you everyone would never let off gas, keep going. Just keep going.
I actually do think I have probably one thing to say, because I know Roswald was severely like heartbroken when he found out. Maybe like as you do like a championship trophy, like gets on for a constructors. I think that could be cool. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
well
that's maybe something I could say. Like, it doesn't have to be a trophy. It could just have like, I don't know, like something like I don't know, plaque or something, or just anything. Like the two drivers' names, their points total, and like they were the constructors champions. Like that's maybe something I could say.
that's it. Oh,
At
yeah,
least
we could.
at least answered it though, because you
That's a
said everything answer, so I
suggestion.
was sitting there thinking.
That's it. I'll
100%.
take that into board and I'll literally put it down and
Yes,
we'll
well,
discuss with the team.
at least I got something. I would have been so annoyed if I'd have walked away and didn't say anything. When you said everyone, like he's asked everyone the same question, so that's what I'll say.
That's
I can't wait to get my wee trophy and all, but like I think if you had your wee joint thing, even even if it like say if the people like live in two different places, like if it's I don't know, like maybe like obviously you have to send something to two different places, but like it could be something like just anything, you know what I mean? Honestly, something so like minute there. It doesn't have to be out of the ordinary. Just something just they look at, like like a wee bit of memorabilia, and just they show that like that's what you did in that season. You know, what I mean, you won the constructors, you were the
that's
best
it.
two drivers in the grid, like so.
Yeah, that's it. Could there be a merchandise or something?
Aye,
Could be anything. Yeah, yeah.
aye, that's why.
Yeah. It could be like a top there with his name, and then as you said with the points. Yeah, anything. Yeah, I'll
Hmm.
keep that in board.
Aye.
Good idea.
Aye, well, I'm happy with that, and I think that's me in. I'm good to go in.
Yeah, and yourself, Colin. Anything else to say?
No, that's it now.
That's it. So
Sorted.
we'll leave it there anyway. And thank you very much, Mags. What you like us to call you, Gerald or Mags?
Sure. Just like with Max, you know what I mean?
Max.
That's me wrist name. It's like as I've said, it's actually MaGloX. You know what I mean? Because it's short for
MaGloX.
McLaughlin. But like I like Max. I like Max. I think Wheelo actually called me Malak one time, and I was like, "What the actual is he saying?"
I had to call you Max because I couldn't even pronounce it, so I was like, I was
No,
commentating. I'm gonna
honestly,
call
like
him
I heard him
Max.
say it, like he said Malak, and I was like, "What?" Like I know it's like a couple of capitals and up and down, like, but I think if you just look at it right there in your face, you can kind of say it. No, it says McGlox, like,
Yeah.
but
Look,
the
that's
whole
what.
point is that it's short for my second name.
That's grand. Perfect. And so we know that in future we'll have you listening, but leave it there. So thank you very much, and thank you, Colin, mate, for joining in. Also,
Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
I
Appreciate
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 it.
it
it.
always.
And yeah, if anyone wants to join the podcast or for next week, or the next couple of days, or probably next week because we're busy trying to get the season all up and running. Make sure to give a text message myself or Colin or Gary or Farrell or Jono, likes of them, and we'll sort you all out. So
I
good
actually
night and
said to
God
me,
bless.
I actually said to my brother just before I go, I was telling my brother about that, how like he was too scared to buy the game because he is a scaredy cat, and he ended up buying Gran Turismo. So I was like, fuck him. But I said, why don't you just make a Discord and even text later, and you can try and do commentary. So I'll say that then when I go downstairs.
Yeah, say that to him there, and I'll sort him out. Tell him that I'll sort him out with that trophy too. So make sure he looks after it now, alright?
I will do, I will do. I'm gonna get a champion now anyway.
Yeah, good. That was good crack, and thank you for everybody listening in. We appreciate the support, and everything is done for the league. So good night and God bless.
All right, peace out.